Well, welcome to a new episode of the Brand New News Show, Underdog to Success Podcast Interview Edition, in conjunction with Cultural TV Podcast. Tonight, I am talking to another amazing artist, musician, Rocky Mayfield, killing it, doing amazing things. My brother, tell them where they can find find your music, find everything you're doing, find you on social media, all those platforms, man. Tell them where they can find you, man.
Man, find my music on Spotify, iTunes, SoundCloud, anywhere on streaming platforms. Find me on Instagram at rock_Mayfield 94. So, uh, yeah,
Definitely, definitely, man. Definitely, man. Um, so you know, we was talking before, but stuff happens. But so let's get back into it. So, as an artist, what's your inspirations?
man, Tupac, Eminem, The Game, um, Juice World, um, who else? I like Ti. Um, well, see, like my top five is like always changes, but like the three always remain the same: Tupac, Eminem, The Game, and then I struggle like, man, do I go Ti or do I go Nas or like, and then I go Ti, and then man, who else? NWA. I do Snoop. Like my top five kind of like it's hard, except the top three, because I got a lot of those influences. I like rappers who like say something, have something to say, and like Juice World was like rest in peace to Juice. Like Juice World is a freaking genius. Like Juice World could just like go for like that. For example, that Tim Westwood interview where he's interviewed for a straight hour on like a bunch of Eminem beats. Like he had such a work ethic that was just like out of this world. And like, damn, it sucks that he like died so young, at like before a couple days before his birthday, he passed. That dude had so much more to give, and it's like he's still putting out albums. Like he kind of like has that work ethic where it's kind of remind me of Tupac. I saw this
I
Tupac
was about to
interview,
say that, yeah, Pac.
a Tupac interview long time ago, like after he got out of jail, and like he made so many albums after he got out of jail, and they were like still putting out, and it's like that's the same thing with Juice World. Like he just put out an album, you know, and like I heard like he has so much unreleased material because he would record so many songs a day. Like it was crazy. Like it's just it's sad that like he's like missed, deeply
Yeah,
missed. Sad that he died too soon.
yeah, man. You listen to Triple X Tentacion?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
get compared to him sometimes. I get compared to
yeah,
him sometimes.
yeah. He's a beast, man. I used to listen to some of his stuff. My little sister loved him, so I definitely listened to a lot of his music because I heard. I was like, oh, okay, I can understand this. Okay, I was like, I can flow with this. I can flow with this, because
Yeah,
because I
I like
yeah
I like
I listen.
I like my favorite. Oh my bad.
No, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
My favorite song by XX is Everyone Dies in the Nightmares.
Mm, yeah,
It's like I like the
yeah.
flow of it, and it's like you feel him. I just hate that it's like short, but it's like that song's like so real. The things he's saying is just like someone who like has battled mental health and like I was saying earlier, I'm coming off 1 year of like self-harm free, you know. So like,
Congratulations, man.
yeah, man, December 17th, 1
Congratulations,
year.
man.
Yeah, man. Like I was in the hospital and everything, like blood, it was bad. Like I posted like pictures from it on the 17th of December just to like show everyone like, hey, this is where I was at then around this time last year, and this is where I'm at now. And like there's hope for you, So it's like keep fighting, And I just feel like as black men, like, and it's like I feel like there needs to be like more voices about that because it's like self-harm. That's not just like a white thing. That's just not like,
Yeah.
oh, that white emo alternative kid.
Mhm.
That's the only
Yeah.
person who self-harms. Like black people, like man, that's like so stereotypical. I feel like, especially in music culture, like music, I feel like there needs to be a lot more voices for mental health, and I feel like there needs to be a lot more education on self-harm and just like mental health versus like mental illness. So I feel like there's not a lot of education. It's like, and I feel like black people, we got the wrong information about therapy and
Definitely.
like how to take care of our mental health and everything. Um, but I mean, I see a therapist. I've been seeing a therapist for like 4 years now. So
I got you beat.
I'm,
I've been doing it for a decade.
dude, I'm proud of you. That's what's up, man. I feel
I
like
got you beat. I
that's
got you beat. I've been doing it for a decade.
what's up, man. That's what's up, bro. That's what's up.
Uh,
Like I feel like everybody needs a therapist, man.
yes, we do.
I
Yes,
feel
we
like
do.
everybody needs one. I remember, yeah, Chester Bennington one time.
Oh man, rest in peace, man.
R.I.P. Yeah,
Rest
dude.
in peace, man.
Chester Bennington of Lincoln Park. One of his
Yes.
last interviews, he was all like, he's one of the people who like influenced me to go see a therapist
Mm,
because, and I didn't want to. I was on my way to the therapist, and I was like, dude, I don't even want to be here. I got there, and I told the lady, like, look, like my therapist is like half black, half Puerto Rican, so
mm-hmm.
it's like cool because like she gets it, you
Yeah.
know, gets like my struggles and stuff as a black man. So like
Mm,
like I told her straight up, I was like, man, I don't even want to be here. I don't even know why I'm here. I know why I'm here, but I don't want to be here,
to
but I know
be
I
here.
need to be here. You know what I mean? I forced myself to be here, but like something Chester Bennington said was like, he's like, it's kind of like getting sober. It's like there's nothing special about that guy who does drugs under a bridge versus that guy who does them at home in a nice house. It's like if you're here, then it's that bad. There's nothing more special than the other person. It's like if
Fuck, I
you're
totally.
here, then it's that bad, And it's just like
Yo,
how
I
he
totally.
worded that. It's just like I was like, dang, I need to go see help. I need to go see someone because like I feel like I can't move on with my life, like emotionally and mentally, and like be a healthy person emotionally or mentally if I just like don't be someone professional for this. And I'm so glad I did.
Definitely, man. Definitely. Yeah. I feel, you know, I feel like, um, sometimes in like, sometimes in life that we kind of get too involved in ourselves. We don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
I think we get too much involved in ourselves. We don't understand what's really going on mentally, because mentally we could be shot. You know,
Oh yeah.
because I think so many people um, equate, talking to somebody about your problems as sick. You are sick,
Right.
like, and it's like, nah, that's a good thing because you need to go sit down
Yeah.
and heal. I like that. I like the fact that he's like, that's like healing yourself. That's an addiction. Like you need to get yourself clean. And if
Oh
you don't know
yeah.
how to get yourself clean, it's hard to, you know, get out of that situation you're in. I like
Oh
that.
yeah.
I think that's a beautiful way of thinking and putting it because a lot of people, if it was like put as like that, it is a sickness. Mental health
Yeah.
is an illness. That's why it's also called a mental illness. So you gotta
Mm-hmm.
have those conversations. And yeah, it is a difference between having mental health and mental illness. It is a difference. It's
Yeah.
a big, you know
Oh
what I'm
yeah.
saying? Huge difference.
Oh yeah.
Um, Getting back to the music, man. I saw you like Travis Barker, man. Blink 182.
Oh, all day. Yeah, like I wear his clothes, his brand
I
right there,
see.
like
I see. Yeah,
famous
Blink
stars
One.
and straps
Yeah.
from his label, man. I love that kind of music, man. I love that punk rock music, pop punk music, alternative music. That kind of like I like blending those kind of sounds with my music. Like I'd get bored just doing one genre of music. I'd get bored, like for
Very
real.
fast.
So like I
Yeah.
need like guitar. I need real guitars in my music. I need I mean, if I get I've had like real drums and real guitar on a song called like Redemption that I did years ago. Um and like I don't know, there's something about it. I just need real instruments. I don't always have real drums on my music, but I always try to have like real guitar on my music, you know. I just need it. And it's like, I don't know. I guess it's kind of like the style of music I do. What they call emo rap or alternative hip hop or alternative
Yeah.
trap or there's so many
Yeah.
different names to this
But
subgenre of music
yeah.
I hip hop I do, you know. But like,
Yeah.
artists like Lil Peep or Juice World or X, really pioneered this like subgenre of music I do, you know.
Yeah. Was you a fan of Gym Class Heroes growing up?
Oh yeah, Gym Class Heroes. I love Gym Class Heroes.
That was my group.
Travis McCoy.
Yeah, that was my
Travis McCoy
group,
was
man. Them
I love
Fallout Boy. Oh my God, Fallout Boy.
yo,
All of them. I was like, yo, this shit is so cool. I was like, a huge fan of.
yeah, I love man. I liked I liked I like Gym Class Heroes because like Travis McCoy was like he was biracial like me,
Yeah.
half black, half white in like a punk alternative band and just like looked different. Cause
Rapping.
like yeah, cause like at the time, but still rapping, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
And singing. But it's like at that time I feel like music was still like I feel like he was one of those artists that definitely paved the way for like us blacks to like break the stereotype in hip hop, you know? I that's just my opinion because it's like when they came out, it was like music was still somewhat segregated a little bit. You know what I mean? Like it was more like this is my opinion though. Like I feel like if blacks at that time were listening to rock music, they definitely weren't telling their other black friends they're listening to rock music or like other genres of music. Like it was like, no, I
Yeah, I
listen to
know.
this and like by themselves, like they were listening to like them or like Gym Class Heroes or like Good Charlotte or
Oh
Blink
man.
182. I love Good Charlotte too. Or like
I I would put on some Green Day right now and not give a fuck how you feel.
right,
Like
you know what I
I'll be
mean?
blasting some Green Day. I do not care.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Or that one song, Ocean Avenue, Yellow Card.
Yeah, man, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. But like nowadays, it's like I haven't like mentioned this in a song like I did with Bazaar from D12. Uh, my song "Cause I'm a Rapper" in my third verse, I was all like, I was all like, dyed hair and skinny ripped jeans got me looking like a punk rocker with no delivery. Cause it's like I noticed how like nowadays all the rappers like they look like punk rockers, they look
Yes.
like skateboarders, or they look alternative, and it's like dope. You know what I mean? That's so cool how far hip hop has come, as far as like fashion or sound of music has gone. Cause like before, like I remember back in like hip hop, like if you wore skinny jeans, you were looked down upon, or like a little bit.
Yeah.
It was like,
Yeah.
but now it's just like it's whatever, you know.
It's part of life. It's part of the trend
Yeah.
now. It's hip hop.
Oh
It's
yeah.
hip hop. Like I look at Lil Uzi Vert and be like, yeah, that's kind of what I expect. Like, I
Yeah.
expect that from him. I was like, and
Yeah.
I still listen to his music, and be like, yeah, this shit goes so hard. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah. Man, that dude put a diamond in the middle of his forehead, bro.
I could never do it. I could never do it. He's brave as fuck. I can't do it. I would
Oh
never do it.
yeah.
I can't look like Thanos. I will refuse to look like Thanos in Ultron. I will not do it to myself. I can't do it. Can't do it.
Yeah, man.
uh, music, like music for you, man. What is the fun part of it?
Oh man, probably writing a song or like releasing a song. Like when I write a song that I know I definitely want to record like soon, and when I'm done writing it or done writing a verse and I'm like crying writing the song,
Mm,
or like after I write the song and I get that feel in my stomach where like the nausea goes away, like kind of like when you throw up, right?
right.
You're feeling sick and you throw up, and after you throw up you feel great because like you don't feel nauseous anymore, and I feel
Hmm.
that turn in my stomach, and I'm like, I'm onto something here,
Yeah,
like that's how it was for my song Ghost that I just put out. um well, check that out. um
definitely, man.
I remember crying writing verse 3, and I didn't even know why I was crying, but I was just like tears were just like drenching out of my eyes, and I was just like, my guy Danny, shout out to him, who like made the beat. He's like sitting in the studio with me. He's like, it's like 3 in the morning. He's like, bro, like you okay? And I'm like, yeah, man, just give me like
Yeah.
10 to 15 more minutes, man, and I'll record this verse. And then he's like, all right. I was just like, I was just crying, man. So it was just like, for me, that song was kind of like a turning point in my life, where I was just like, man, I'm done entering relationships this way and expecting them to turn different when they never do. And then like what I say at the end of it, my monologue, and what I say at the end of my verse 3, it was just like so deep and so real and so like bold and like ballsy as a rapper in hip hop to say, like saying like, sometimes I wish I was a virgin. So when it came to have sex with my future wife, I wouldn't have no pre-expectations going into the marriage. And we wouldn't have no thoughts of other people. You know what I mean? We could just explore each other and enjoy each other and just be pure love shared by us. I feel like as a rapper, that's like very ballsy and bold as hell and
Yeah.
vulnerable as hell to say. Cause like in rap, as rappers, like we glamorize taking another dude's chick and banging
Yeah,
all
that
these
shit
other
weird to me.
chicks. Like it's like
That shit
we
weird to me.
glamorize that, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, I mean, I've done that many times, you know what I mean? But and it's like no rapper out there is telling the other side of the story of like, yeah, you take that dude's girl, right? You take that woman from that man, and that man could be horrible, really could be like a POS, cheating on her, abusing her, the whole 9 yards, and you take her from him. And then, but while you with her, she still has these unresolved feelings for him because of soul ties and trauma bonds and unhealed wounds from that
Hmm.
relationship. She's bringing into your guys' relationship.
Goddamn.
You guys can't create anything healthy because she's still stuck on dude. And she doesn't it's like, it's not even she wants to be, but it's just like she hasn't taken that time to really heal from that, and now she has a bunch of brokenness in your relationship, and it just makes you toxic and the whole relationship toxic. And then she goes and still talks to the dude behind your back, and then you find out, and it's just like she cheats on you, and because he's all like tries to regroom her and get her back, and it's just um it's a mess, you know what I mean? And it's just like, that's why I said in the verse 3, it's like, I gotta heal and let go. Vulnerable, my soul exposed. There's no condom for my soul. When alone and my heart's all broke, cut soul ties with the skulls. Jezebel, you gotta go. Don't want this pain no more. Lost my way on this broken road. Haven't forgotten my way home. I'm a wanted man like a criminal. This lifestyle's gotten old. You know what I mean? Like,
Right, man.
it's like, man, I gotta like, as a 27, about to be 27-year-old grown man, like pushing 30, it's like, man, I gotta do something different. Like, especially as a black man in America, I feel like that's what they expect of me, to keep going in this kind of direction. And as far as relationships goes, but it's like, man, I gotta do something different. I gotta like break those generational curses that are like in my family, or that I was born with. You
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? I feel like if you're like entering your 30s and you're still entering relationships the same way you did when you were like early 20s or like a teenager, you want to be there then. You like that shit. I don't know if
Yeah,
I could cut. I don't. It's like you like that stuff. You want, that's what you want, because like
yeah,
you 30 and you're still doing the same things you were doing like a decade ago, as far as how you treat females. Like, you're immature. You a boy. Grow up. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like,
man.
I feel like we as black men need to step up in that area. I feel like we need to be better fathers. I feel like we need to be better husbands. I think we need to change the way society views us as providers and husbands, boyfriends, fiancés, friends, and just people in general. I feel like we need to change the way. And I'm not exactly talking about appearance or image, I'm talking about characteristics. So I feel like when you're trying to find the one, you're not looking for a face, you're looking for characteristics. And yeah, I feel like it may not be your fault how you were raised, but since you're grown now, it's your responsibility to heal, and it's your responsibility to not make the same mistakes. Because if you have a kid, how you treat your son or daughter's mother is what your son or daughter sees, and you are their first example of how a relationship is supposed to be. So you're teaching your son or daughter what is okay and what's not okay in their relationship, what they should allow and what they shouldn't allow. You know what I mean? Even if you ain't with the mom or whatever, like, yo, treat her with respect, treat her like a queen, because you're teaching your next generation how it's gonna be. You know what I mean? This world's
Yeah.
already jacked up as it is, man. And it's like your kid is representing you and your
Mm-hmm. And
woman.
you're a child mother. Yeah, man.
Yeah. So it's like y'all gotta make the best of it, even if y'all ain't together, you know?
Totally, man. You sound like when you like started making music, it sounded like the same shit I was on. Cause this is exactly why I started taking this podcast a lot serious. It was like
Yeah,
the same thing. It was like relationships that really just weren't for me.
yeah,
Girls jumping back with their exes and shit. So it just
yeah,
fucked me up in the process.
yeah.
And then I got to the point because I'm the same age as you. I'm about to be 28 in January,
Oh yeah.
and so it's just like I had to stop trying to put my time and energy into some shit that just wasn't for me. So I put my time and energy into shit that I knew would be for me because I'm doing it my goddamn self. I'm not waiting for
Right.
anybody else.
Yeah,
And same thing, man. I'm not trying to rush and jump into anything that I know I personally am. If it's not going to be something I could truly get invested into, it's no point of doing it.
yeah,
So I'm with you on that. I understand that 100%.
yeah,
Like, I understand that 100%, man. Speaking of that, man, you said perfectly. Family. You're not, you can't really, you're not, you can't find a family. You're not. whatever family you're born into, you just got to figure out how to reverse the curses
Hmm.
and everything.
Yeah.
And that was a very interesting thing, man, that I read earlier about you, man. You know, you bonded with your father 3 months before he passed. I was like, wow, that's
Yeah.
interesting, man. How was that? And because that's kind of how you got your name, right? Rocco,
Yeah. That's how.
Rock.
Yeah. That's how I
Like
got
that's how
my
you got your
name.
name, right? Rock, right?
Yeah.
So like you bonded with your father 3 months, and that's kind of interesting because my dad has health issues too, and that's kind of
Hmm.
how me and him started bonding because I have health issues, and me
Yeah.
and him started bonding off of that. So how did that mending that in particular relationship, helped you, now as a man going forward and as an artist going forward?
Man, it helped me a whole lot because before that happened, we had like a falling out. Like we both said some things to each other that we probably shouldn't have said. More towards me. Like I said, things towards him. And
Yeah, I
he's
agree.
like, you
I
know
get it.
what? And he's like, well, if it's like that, then there's no need for us to be talking no more. You
Mm,
know, and it hurt. And then I was talking to a friend, like months, down the line, and I was talking to my friend Eliza, shout out, and she was telling me how she mended things with hers before
mm,
her father passed, and I was like, hmm. And just dawned on me. I was like, man, I don't need to do that. I was like, I was like, I don't need to do that. Like, he's not gonna die.
mm,
But then it just like really, really dawned on me. I was like, life really is short. Like, I've been going to funerals since I was 12 years old every year or
damn,
every other year. So it's just like crazy. Like every year I'm at a
yeah,
funeral for someone I know or someone I love. So I'm like, and it just dawned on me. I was like, maybe I just need to make things right with him. So I gave him a phone call, left a message on his voicemail. I didn't expect him to pick up, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna leave a voicemail, and whatever happens after this happens. And then my mom didn't know I made that call. And then she ran into like the day after, I think the day after I made that call or during that week, she ran into him at child support court. And she's all like, yo, there you are. And he's like, what are you doing? She's like, I'm looking for you. What do you mean? This is child support court. We share a son. What you mean? What am I doing? I'm looking for you. And it just dawned on her. She's all like, when's the last time you talked to your son? And he's like, man, I can't talk to him. And she's like, why? He probably told you something that you needed to hear and you didn't want to hear it. And she didn't know I made that phone call. This is just like her intuition types, call it God, you know what I mean?
yeah. Woman's
Speaking.
intuition, man. Woman's
Yeah.
intuition.
Oh, oh, yeah.
That shit get you like, God damn.
Oh, yeah. That's no joke either. Especially single mom's intuition. It's like Vietnam, you know what I mean?
Well, just don't get me started with that.
Right. But anyways, she's all like, what if something happened to Michael? You weren't able to make things right with him? Or what if something happened to you and he wasn't able to make things right with you? How would that make you feel? You know? And he's like, I think you're right. I need to go make things right with him. And he, instead of calling me, he came out to my house and visited
Mm,
me. And he didn't say, hey, son, I'm sorry, just, or anything, but it's just like him just showing up and just being there
yeah,
said it all, you know?
yeah.
Cause like usually I was 9 times out of 10, like I was always chasing after him, showing up to his house, chasing him down. He showed up to my place and we just kicked it. And it was
Yeah.
weird because like we watched like the last episode of Seinfeld together. And it's so weird. That's so weird. Like we were watching Seinfeld together and it was like the last episode. And it's so weird we were watching that together because like that was the last time we were physically together too.
Oh
It was,
man.
yeah, it was weird.
Damn.
Yeah, it's weird how like the
Yeah.
universe or God like plays that out.
Mm,
Yeah, and then a couple months after that, going into that summer, man, he passes. you know.
mm,
But Yeah, I got my name from him. His like real name was Rodney, but everyone called him Rock or Rocky because when he was younger, one of his younger family members, I think like a cousin or something, tried to say Rodney, but they every time they would say Rodney, it would come out as Rocky. So then everyone
Right.
just started calling him Rocky. And then he changed it to Rock as he got older. You know, that's how he introduced himself to my mom. My mom knew him as Rock. Then after she got knocked up by him, got
Then
knocked
he
up,
told her, yeah, he told her his
like,
real
oh,
name.
my real name, I guess. Might as well. You know.
uh, that's an interesting story, man. Damn, man. And
Yeah.
it's a it's great that y'all did have a conversation and y'all talked
Yeah.
and y'all sat down and actually like just chopped it up one last time, even physically, just chopping it up one time
Yeah.
because just like because that could be a burden on you that you don't even
Mm-hmm.
fathom going forward. You know, you're like, man, yeah, it fucked me up a little bit, but he could have called me too. And it's the fact that
Yeah.
y'all two finally like, yeah, yeah, your mom was like, hey man, when's the last time you talked to your son? Like, come on, bro, like have a conversation with him. That tells
Yeah.
you a lot, man. That tells you a lot, man, because
Yeah.
it's just like you never know
Yeah.
when it can happen. So, shout out to your
Oh
moms, man,
yeah.
for doing that. Shout out to your
Yeah.
moms,
Shout out to my mom for real.
because that's a because
Um.
as a young as a kid, you don't know when that can happen, man. You don't know when your
All
parents are,
right.
you don't know when it can happen. So yeah, man,
Yeah.
you know,
There's nothing worse than like losing a parent. 'Cause, like after he passed, it was like he wasn't there every day or everything. Like we didn't have the best relationship, but it's like after he passed, like I mourned and grieved him like he was there every day. Like there was a part of me that was just like missing. And it was just like my DNA, my blood, like the person who brought me here, helped
mm,
bring me here,
yep,
is gone. And a part of me is missing. And I felt it took me a year straight to like feel normal again. You know what I mean? And like
mm,
a year after he passed, I out of falling out with a producer and like out of falling out with a producer, I'm just like, man, I was in a hurt situation, a broken situation, and it was coming on. It was the same month my father passed, a year after. I'm just like, man, I need to like start over musically. I need to like reassess, and I'm gonna change my name. I'm like, man, I need to be strong like a rock. You know, my father's name was Rock. I'm gonna call my name Rock. That's gonna be my artist name, Rock Mayfield, because Mayfield's my real name. It's just like remind me to be strong like he was in during times, and then like realize like just put those together and like man, it has a ring to it. Rock Mayfield. It sounds dope. Then I put a heart instead of like an O. I put a heart, like a real heart, in my logo for rock, because like I wear my heart on my sleeve, and it's like you can definitely
yeah,
tell in my music how vulnerable I am about stuff I talk about, and it's like a gift and a curse wearing your heart on your sleeve, because it's like there's some situations, yeah, some situations where like you mentally want to move on, right? You mentally
oh my
want to move
god,
on and forget it, but your heart like won't let you.
let it
Your
go,
heart
man.
won't
I
let you, and it's like
feel
it got you stuck. And then the war between your brain and your heart is like messing you up. Or like when you change and someone like really pisses you off, like there's a conversation in your head between the old you and the new you about how you're gonna figure out this
okay.
situation and how you're gonna handle this. Like I can have a straight up nigga moment and be ignorant as hell, or I could do the right thing, even though I don't want to do the right thing. Like, how are we gonna handle this situation? Because this situation got me all the way effed
Fucked
up.
up.
Yeah,
I mean, all the way to fuck up. Hold
got
on.
me all the way fucked up. And I'm half white. and I'm half white. So like I can go crazy psycho white boy, and I'm half black, or I can go that direction, or I can bring all those two entities into one and fuck this whole scenery up, man. Which one you want? You know what I mean?
Yo, I fucking feel that shit. I'm learning in therapy now. You have to
Yeah.
separate. I'm learning in therapy now. You have to separate your thoughts and your feelings.
Yep. It's
If
kind of
you
like that
don't,
old song, that old Eminem song. What is this? Guilty Conscience. It's
since
like
yeah,
where it's like Dr. Dre is telling
Dre,
him,
yeah,
do
telling the
it,
vet, yeah. Like
don't
Eminem,
do it.
like,
Then
nah, do that shit.
Slim Shady's
Eminem,
all like,
like, do it.
do
Do
it,
that shit.
do
do
it. You know what I mean?
that shit. What you doing? Do
Oh
it.
man.
Especially at the
It's
end
like,
when they was just like, you know what, fuck it, kill him. They just walked off like, just the fuck. They just like, nah, kill him. Nah, I do it. Probably kill him. Kill
nah,
him.
right? Y'all better make way, Mr. NWA from
Hey.
Compton. How you gonna tell
Yeah,
this
man.
person not to be violent? I don't want him to go
You
down the
need
same
to
road as
stay
I
around that
did.
highway. Like, ah, fuck it. Where's your gun at? Shoot them both, Grady. Where's your gun
Right.
at? That's real though. I was like, I get it. I totally get it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, thoughts and feelings. You gotta separate them. You gonna.
Mhm.
As I'm getting older, I'm realizing I have to separate my thoughts and my feelings because they
Oh,
can intertwine, and once they intertwine, it's like it is what it
mhm.
is. I can't help you. It is what it
Yeah.
is. It is
Yeah.
what it is.
Yeah.
Um, man, music is such a bridging gap between generations. You know what I'm saying? It's
Oh
so
yeah.
you could take some classic music and turn it into a new jam, and people would be like, "Wait, I know this song, but I don't really know this song." Like, it
Yeah.
is that. So, has that ever happened that you like listen to some old music and was like, "Man, I need to see I could get that into this new era because it will fit so perfectly." Has that ever
Yep.
happened?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Definitely. Like no lie. I remember taking a song. I remember taking like I remember taking um like a song by Kelly Clarkson, right? I haven't like released this song. I haven't recorded it or anything. I remember taking her song Breakaway, right?
Mm,
And leaving the chorus on there and just the instrumental and just writing a song about like just taking the idea of breaking away and just writing a song about how it was like for me growing up being a minority in a predominantly white environment and my racial issues that I went through, and just like the idea of like breaking out of that, like breaking away. I mean, not necessarily like moving away from this town, but like just like what if the world just broke out of that, you know? And then just like everything we went through like this past summer, like in 2020, and
yeah,
just the riots. I don't condone the riots. I understand why they did it though. I understand. It's understandable. Like you keep it's like you keep picking on somebody long enough, like eventually like they're gonna snap.
yeah,
Eventually they're gonna snap.
yeah.
And it's like being biracial, having my black family, like, yo, you know what? My people built this country for free. Let that stuff burn. Let it. And then some of the people in my white family being like, man, and it's just like me being stuck, like, damn, like,
Mm,
like I'm with my black side of the family because it's like, man, like I get it. And then growing up how I grew up, so it's like I get it. Like hell yeah, Black Lives Matter. Hell yeah, you know. Of course, every life matter, but it's like, dude, like it's like you guys don't face our struggle.
100.
Like you guys don't. Like you with especially with police, you guys don't face our struggle at all. So it's like get that. I feel like, dude, I feel like with Tupac, like especially in 2020, I was like, man, like Tupac, we need you right now. We need you
Yeah.
more than ever right now, bro. You would have so much stuff to say. Like you would have the greatest album ever if you was still alive. Because like you would have so much stuff to say if he was here right now. Like I like what he said in an interview one time. He's all like, he had a police officer in New York City be like, man, we're the biggest gang in the world. Like, we're the biggest organized gang in the world. It's like, I'm not against police. You know what I mean? I got friends who are cops. I know cops, but it's like, kind of like what Pac said, like, I respect anyone who does their job well, who actually really does their job.
Their job. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, bro, you ain't doing your job.
Nah.
You're supposed to serve and protect me. You ain't protecting me. Like, I had a run-in with the police where I live last month, where the police went for his gun and straight up almost shot me and my friend and my Latino friend over some BS. Like, we weren't doing nothing wrong. We were just in a parking lot chilling, and like, thank God we had another witness. You know, the cop was pulled up, and right away I'm all like, yo, what's the causes? You know, cause like, yo, if there's no causes, you ain't searching me, you ain't searching this car, you ain't touching me or my friend, period. And it threw him off guard because he expected me just to follow through what I was like, hell no, like there's no causes. And I told him, I was like, look, I'm looking for something right now. That's why I'm getting out of the car. Ain't cause you're here. I could care less if you here or not. Like, I'm looking for something under this seat. I'm like, look, I got my cell phone right here. So it was dark. I'm like, this black thing right here, like, is my cell phone. It's not a gun. And I'm gonna reach under the seat to look for my keys because I lost them. And I let him know that ahead of time, so he know, like, when I got up, I wasn't gonna go make a run for it or shoot him. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, and then, you know, as soon as I get up, he reaches for his gun, and I see that, and my mind as an individual just goes to panic. I'm like, yo, what the f you doing? He's like, whoa, you startled me. I'm like, yo, I started you. I just told you what the f I was
Like
doing.
I'm
What you mean?
doing. Yeah.
I let you know ahead of time. And then after that situation, like, peacefully, like, went away, I was just like, there was a witness from where I was at, a white lady, and she's all like, man, I hate that cop. That cop always comes to my business and harasses my customers, harasses my people. This only happens because why? You're black and you look the way you look, and your friend's Mexican and he has a nice car, so it's suspicious, and it's 2 a.m. That's all that was. Y'all ain't doing nothing wrong. Because he was shocked that I actually live in the same town. And I'm like, and I called him, I was like, why? Because I'm black, I can't live here. And he's like, no, that's not what this is about. And I'm like thinking in my head, like, you're shocked that I live here. You're all like, wait, you live here? You live here? And I'm like, you're shocked that I live here, and you're asking me, like, you live here 4 times in a row, and you're trying to tell me that my race, that's not what this is about? Miss me with that. This is exactly what the hell this is about. Don't play me stupid. Like, come on. Like, I'm not dumb. Like, come on.
Yeah, man. That's that's fucked up.
Yeah,
And this is the world we live in. And
right.
you know, I, that's the world we live in, man. I wish we could change a lot of shit about it, but the best thing we could do is just continue to grow on who we are as individuals. Because if we show people that we ain't who you continue to think we are, then maybe the mindset will change. Because I'm not who you think I am. Like whatever
Right.
mental thought process you have as a black person, I'm not that person.
Correct.
You don't know about
You know,
education. You don't know about I graduated from Harvard. You don't fucking know that shit. You don't even ask. You just automatically see color. That's fucked
right.
up.
Right.
That's fucked up. Like,
Or like,
and
cause
they
I
don't.
got my hood on, or I got a
Yeah,
hoodie
like
on, or I'm looking like I look, so I must be uneducated. I love Travis Barker. Like when Travis Barker, he has a book out. It's called "Can I Say Cheating Death?" Because that dude survived a plane crash, bro. Like no one
DJ AM,
survives
rest in
plane
peace.
crashes.
Yeah,
Yeah, rest in peace, DJ AM.
DJ AM.
Like there's a line in his book where he's all like, he gets the same hassle from police. Police like pull him over, look at him, see all his tattoos and how he looks, searches his whole entire car, ask him what prison he got out of, what neighborhood he's from. He's like, bro, I'm a drummer, bro. I drum for Blink
What the
182.
fuck?
I've drummed for Eminem. I've drummed for Drake. I've drummed for T.I. Like, I get paid to do this, bro. And he's like, you take one look at me and assume I'm a criminal. And he's like,
Right.
the cop was all like, that's bullshit. And he's like, no, that's not bullshit. You know exactly what you were doing. And the cops all like, you have no idea what I go through. And then Travis Barker was all like, I don't give a fuck what you go through. You're a cop. You signed up for that shit. You knew
You
what you
earned it.
was getting into. I don't
You
give a
earned it.
damn what you go through on a daily basis. You signed up for it. Like you, you know. So I feel when Martin Luther King was all like, I have a dream that my children one day will be judged by the context of their character, not by the color of their
That's
skin. I
skin.
want to push that. I want to push
Definitely.
that. I have a dream that one day, like, we won't be judged by how we look, but on our character.
Definitely. I wish.
I feel,
I hope, I hope that it comes to fruition because it needs to, man. Because there's too
for
many great
real.
people. There's so many great people
Yeah,
that you see color way more than character.
right. You
Or you
know,
don't give them the chance to show you their character. So
right,
you act off of the color, and it sucks.
right.
That's the world we live in, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of the future, man, of your music, man. What's next, man? Musically, what's next, man?
Man, I'm working on this record called Two Roads, and it's talking about situation I've just been kind of going through with like grief because I lost two people recently. So like
Mm.
just like, man, I got two roads, man. Like I can go down this road right now, or I can go down this road right here and better myself. Even though it's gonna be painful bettering myself, but the outcome's gonna be a lot better because I went through it. And but it's like, man, choices. What road do I go down? Like I wanna I know I need to go down this better positive road, but it's like, man, it's the healing is gonna suck. But I know
Yeah.
if I just sit and in this darkness and like numb myself, then I'm gonna be like stuck, you know. I'm gonna immature myself emotionally and mentally and not fully grow as a man. So either way it's gonna hurt. It's just the outcome may be better for me if I take a different direction. Either way, it's gonna hurt. And I may mess up and numb by drinking or getting wasted, but picking myself up after that and like going forward and just
Yeah, man.
at fighting for that. And it's kind of like my necklace, like it's like brass knuckle, it's like barbed wire, and this end is like brass knuckles. It's like you gotta life will bring you through the wire, but you gotta fight through it.
Definitely, man. Definitely, man. Um, Before you go, man, at the end of the interview, but before you go, man, I always do this. From me to you, pretty much telling people about yourself, but telling them about how, your career or what personal challenges you went through to get to where you're at today. So, from me to you, somebody listening to this podcast, what is one thing you love about music, and what is the one thing that you generally can say saved you about the music?
Man, the one thing I genuinely love music is being able to express yourself lyrically and have that attitude like Tupac or NWA or Eminem, and not, or the Game, and straight up not give a F about what people say or think. That's some real power. You know what I mean? Um, and honestly, it's like one of the things that saved me, because like after I put out a record, I feel healed. I feel healed. It's like a transfer, you know. Um, uh, One of the things I do hate, though, I'm not gonna lie, one of the things I do hate about this business is like, I feel like there's a lot of gaslighting and a lot of manipulation in this game. And I feel like from both sides, you know, listeners and business, it's like, especially as a local artist, still underground artist, it's like, I feel like certain fans have unrealistic expectations of local artists or underground artists. I feel like they compare them to, like, you know what I mean? They expect them to sound like this, and when they don't sound like their favorite artist, they get upset and be like,
Yeah,
man, you suck. And it's like, bro, like, I'm new. I'm just like, rapping is an art form. And with any art form, that's something you're just gonna get better at over time. So you're just gonna write me, okay, cool. Or the business side, it's like, yeah, you need to do this and this. And it's like, bro, like, I'm
I'm not them.
trying. And
I'm
it's
not
like,
them.
right. And it's like, with late, like, this is why I wouldn't ever sign to, like, I mean, I would sign to an artist. I would sign to an artist, because the artist, like Travis Barker, I would sign to Travis Barker because he's been in the game so long and he's seen through all the bullshit, and he's an artist, so he knows how I feel. And just, I feel like he would be more about the music and just like help pull the best out of me musically. But instead, like, when it comes to these majors, it's like you got these like you got these like business white dudes in these offices who don't even do music, don't even know nothing really about the culture of hip hop or music. They just know how to sell it, but they know nothing about our culture of hip hop, except Jimmy Iovine. I feel like Jimmy Iovine, he's like, man, I don't know nothing about hip hop, Dre, but dog, I fucking love you, man. So teach me and I'll teach you, and we just come together. Except Jimmy Iovine. But it's like, I feel like with most labels, it's like you ain't doing nothing for us, really.
Not
Like, what can you really, really do for me? You know?
definitely.
But I mean, it would have to be, because man, I'm an artist. I gotta have creative control, man. I gotta have my master.
Definitely, man.
I gotta be able to own my masters.
Yeah.
You know, like, I gotta own my stuff.
It's certain artists that I definitely would like. I'm with you with that because it feels like, but even artists, they even fuck over artists. Like some artists that
Sometimes,
fuck
yeah,
over your own artists. Like it's like, bro, like
right,
you have been in my shoes before. Why would you wanna hold
right,
me back and keep my shit? Like that makes no sense.
yeah. That's
Yeah,
why I feel like I feel like that's why I feel like I'd only sign to like a Travis Barker, because like he's so, it's like, no, like, unless you're like an ex-wife, no one really has anything bad to say about him. Like, you know, like, no one really has any,
that is
you know
so
what I mean?
true.
Like high up people.
That is so true. Oh
Like,
my god.
it's real though. Like, and it can be from
That's so
any
true.
genre of music.
Oh my
That's
god,
what's
that's so
funny.
true.
It,
Yo,
that's
his
what's funny.
kid.
It's like you could be in rap, hip hop, or punk, and you mentioned Travis Barker. No one's saying anything bad about him.
Not even a little
Not
bit.
even
It's
a bad, unless you're his ex-wife. You know what I mean? But like, Like, but like no one can say anything bad about him because he's like so down to earth and real. You know, like I've been a Blink 182 fan before people knew Travis Barker could actually talk. And if you're a real Blink 182 fan, then you know what I mean because in interviews he used to be the most quiet person. Now he's the most talkative.
Never used to say shit.
He never used to
I
say
never
shit,
used to say shit.
but then he would get on the drums and say everything and
Thing,
drums, and he would just go
man.
off. And it's like, damn, now I know why you're so quiet. Like,
Man was a fucking monster, man. It still is
dude,
to
this
this
is
day. Like he fucking
yeah.
outdrum half the motherfuckers in the game. Like it's
Oh yeah, I
crazy.
saw I
Play
saw
ass
a
on the
drum
ticket.
duo. I saw a drum battle between him and Marshmello, and he like shredded. He like straight up took Marshmello, put him on his drumsticks, and put him through the fire and roasted him, man. Straight up smored him.
Yo, Marshmallow, what the fuck was you thinking? Why would you do that to yourself?
Why?
Why would you do that to yourself?
Why? It's
That
like
that's signing up for public humiliation. I don't know what the fuck
right,
sense of that is. Why would you do that to yourself? That is no. Why? Why would you do that? No. That dude's like
man.
a fucking master at that drum shit. What are you doing? That's so stupid.
Right,
This is
right.
so stupid. That's so dumb. The
And
fuck are
like
you doing?
nothing against Marshmello because he makes dope music.
He makes
But it's just
he makes some good shit. It's
he
just
got some good stuff, but it's like, why would you do that?
I wouldn't. That's
I wouldn't.
like I probably would quit after that. I'd probably like, yeah, I'm not doing music no more, no time soon. I'm good. I'm good. You're not gonna public humiliate my ass like that. Nah, I'm
Right,
good. You're not doing that to me ever again. Yeah,
right,
stick to the EDM. You good at that. Stick to the
right.
EDM. You're really good at that shit. Just stick to that. You'll be all right.
Yeah.
Um, oh man, thank you for doing this interview with me, man. Man, we had so much fun, man. Tell people one more time where they can find your music, find you on social media, find everything you're doing, man. And when you're done with all the music, man, send it to me. I love to, promote it on my page and stuff, man.
Mhm.
But tell them one more time where they can find you, man.
Man, you can find me on my OnlyFans page. No, I'm just playing. I'm just playing. I ain't on there. But yo, uh, yo, you can find me on Spotify, SoundCloud, iTunes, um, any digital streaming service, um, Amazon Music. You can find me on Instagram on rock_Mayfield 94, or you can find me on Twitter at Rock Mayfield 94. My Twitter is like more positive. It's like more uplifting. Like I don't really post a lot of music stuff on there. Like I do retweet some stuff, but it's like more like spiritual. Like I'm a person of faith. I'm not the most perfect
Yeah,
Christian out there.
yeah.
None
I'm
of
not.
us are, but like,
Yeah.
hey, I believe in
I'm
God.
spiritual.
So it's like
Yeah, I'm
I believe
spiritual.
in
I'm
yeah,
spiritual. Definitely.
right. So it's like more spiritual. So it's like uplifting. But like, or you can just find me on Facebook, Rock Mayfield, or like Instagram. Not on OnlyFans. I'm not on there. My music's not on there.
Yeah. Oh man, oh man. Thank you for doing this with me, man. I really
Anytime,
appreciate it.
man. I enjoyed it.
Oh man, thank you, man. Really appreciate that. Ladies and gentlemen, my brother, my guy, Rock Mayfield. Go find his music. Go listen to his music. Man's a beast. He's an upcoming star, man. He's about to take off. I already know he is. And I appreciate him for rocking with me. And we are out. Brand new show. We are out. Peace.